Hello and everyone to another, well, hello and welcome everyone, I messed up that intro, to another Hunter StarCraft cast. Now these are not pro players and they're not me, so it's a little bit different. I got this off of Reddit, and these are two normal master players. It's going to be a ZVP, because, well, first let's introduce our players. Down in the bottom right we have Aliiamer, and up here, well, Aliiamer the Zerg player, messed that up. I'm messing a lot of things up, and SUPERMARIO, I love that name. Is going to be the blue Protoss player. Now, I don't want to cast me because I think you guys are getting a little bit sick of me because I'm not very good at StarCraft. But I also want to cast pro players because I'm not that good at that yet. Hopefully one day I will be. And if you guys wanted to go see pro players play, you could go to a much better site with much better casters and get that too. So I'm trying to bring something that I feel like I could bring to the table, and one of them is me playing because there's nobody like me, and another one is me casting normal players because of two reasons. One of the reasons is that it's hard to find normal players, so professionals don't do that. And another reason is because more of me is going to be into it, because these guys are not professionals, not doing normal build styles all the time. There are a little bit of tricks that will happen occasionally. Expansion first coming out here from SUPERMARIO, by the way, whereas this was expansion hatchery extractor, which is very common against Protoss. But anyway, I actually think that this is a little bit too risky for SUPERMARIO. This is a small map. Lings could hut their way, even without speed. So anyway, yeah. So that's why I'm casting normal Grandmaster. Well, not Grand. I think these players are just masters. So let's get the game under road and see what we can do. Not much is happening yet. And yeah, not much is happening. Sorry for hanging around at that frame for a second. I was just thinking about the forge, which is right here. I'm wondering if he just likes upgrades or if he's gonna do a sort of forge fast expand. Overlord's coming in over here. Probe checking for the third base, hoping to delay it, which is, I think, exactly where that drone is going now. So we're gonna have a little bit of our first combat, and yeah, it's kind of a forge fast expand out of SUPERMARIO. Get to the place, get to the place, get to the place now, get to... Shoot. He didn't get to it in time. Oh well, I wanted to see that work, because as a Protoss player, I always love it when Zerg players have a hard time getting their third. So it's sort of a Forge Fast Expand. Now I'll tell you, when I started Legacy of the Void, Forge Fast Expand was the thing to do, like in Heart of the Swarm. But since it was Legacy of the Void, it wasn't, and I was so confused. I was like, how do the Zerg players get so much stuff to my base, and I don't have nearly enough stuff to stop it? Because 150 plus 150, that's 2 gateways that I could have, or enough minerals for a robotics bay if I have enough gas. So that's a lot of stuff, production, essentially, that I could get without trying to get these two. Now the forge I will usually get because upgrades super awesome, right? And that's what's going on now. Metabolic boost, as you do. Roach Warren about to pop for Aliiamer. I feel like I've heard that name before. Both Aliiamer and SUPERMARIO. Probe is still here. Gonna die right now. Not gonna get much of a scout off. Just see that there are lings, and these are defensive lings because there are no lings going out across the map. Because the overlord that was here, I don't think it was this overlord, but there was an overlord here, and he saw cannons, which means that lings are gonna have a really hard time doing anything. It also means that Baneling busts are not really a thing. They're not gonna do a lot. Roach Ravager, on the other hand, might do a lot. So probably that's what Aliiamer is going for, and that's what I would go for too, actually. Get some Roach Ravagers followed by some Hydralisks. I don't think the Protoss player would have enough to do with that. Robotics Bay coming in right now, and a Twilight Cancel. So probably going to see some, I want to say Charge, not Blink right now. And followed by High Templar, because that's the thing. And, a War Prism coming in right now. That's interesting. Meanwhile, 3 Roaches are popping, and they are already set to rally all the way, right? Yeah, here. Where he's probably going to turn a few of them into Ravagers. I would say Charge coming up, like I suspected. Plus 2 attack coming. That's going to be very useful. Are there any upgrades on the Roaches right now? Can I even see that? I cannot. I don't think so. Shoot. Actually, I could probably just see the upgrades tab. Really. No upgrades for the Roaches. Not yet. Or the Lings. And yep, Ravager's being morphed in. Well, Ravager being morphed in right now. And he's going to go for it. He's not even waiting for that. Well, no, he did wait for that one Ravager. Corrosive Biling down the cannon, as you do. And he is going to do a lot right now. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of worker death right now. An Immortal is here. Definitely going to help a ton. An Immortal is basically worth like five roaches, and with a War Prism Micro, it might even be worth more. With the... Oh god, that Corrosive Bile missed the Immortal. That sucks. So you see the crazy Immortal DPS, and even with the War Prism Micro, that Immortal will live for a lot longer. So, yep, see? Picking him up, landing him, picking him up. Because I think roaches have a quicker attack rate, so if he could pick him up and then land him so that his attacks feel like a Hydralisk attacks, the Immortal is going to do a lot. Putting him on the high ground right now, another Immortal. This will be definitely enough to hold off a Ravager and a Roach. But more stuff is coming, a lot of Lings, which will be perfect against the Immortal. Nothing else here. 2 Immortals are not... Where'd the other Immortal go? Oh, it's in the War Prism. So 2 Immortals are not going to be enough to deal with these things. See, he's not even landing it. He doesn't want to lose these guys. Or he is landing them. But he's not going to let them die. That's for sure. Zealots warped in here, so if the Lings try to get up... Okay, and the Lings are retreating. A lot of damage went over there. How many workers were killed? 20! Wow, that's a lot. And also the upgrade was delayed, so he has to... He feels pressure to attack, and I would too. On the back of this, the Zerg player is making 12 drones. Lots of drones, and a lair, and getting his Evo chamber. So, yeah, the Protoss player, or Super Mario. I keep on saying Zerg player and Protoss player. I need to get their names. So Super Mario feels compelled to attack right now, which I would too. That probably would be able to destroy this Evo chamber, or at the very least get a cancel on it. I don't see Aliiamer saving that. Actually, never mind. Oh god, the War Prism. No Immortals lost yet, thank god. But they are getting really low, and a lot of damage going down here. 2 Immortals will definitely be enough, but even by themselves to deal with. And he gets the Evo chamber, like I thought. Okay, good. So nothing compared to 20 workers going down, but put a little bit of fear of Protoss into the Zerg player, which is not something that I get to say every day. Destroying that creep tumor, very very nice. And marching up, these zealots are gonna die and not do much. You can see that +1 attack is really helping them, and +2 attack, it will be here very soon. It's almost here. Still, these Immortals are causing problems. If only a War Prism would heal your shields. That's probably what Super Mario is thinking right now. Poor guy. Yep, if only a War Prism would be like a medevac. That'd be so nice. I'm dreaming of that right now. That would be awesome. That would be pretty OP, but that would be awesome. This Overlord could see you. I don't know what you're planning on getting done here, Super Mario. Aliiamer is right here, ready. I think that that's going to be enough. I think that that is it for this. War Prism harass. He might still try to do some stuff, but not a lot's going to be accomplished. The Hydralisk den has popped, and I don't think there are any Hydralisks. Whoa, this is weird. This is a weird Overseer skin. Oh my. Wait, no, I want to see you. There. Wow. Look at all the spikes. I never thought of an Overseer of having spikes. That's interesting. Well, anyway, like I said, War Prism is not going straight home. A bit of an army here. Lots of sentries. And which will do very good against Lings, especially with the Zealots buffing them. Yeah, sentries will do a lot against Lings. What is their attack like? I don't think I can see that. I don't think I can see that. Yep, I'm not able to see their attack. Oh well, not the end of the world. But I'm pretty sure they do extra damage versus light. Also, Hydralisks are coming here, and this is not Glitter Reconstitution. This is Groove Spines, which allows them to attack faster. And Glitter Reconstitution is queued up because Groove Spines is almost done. Are there any upgrades yet for these? No attack upgrades or body armor upgrades. Just Groove Spines and Metabolic Boost for the Zerg player, which is I'm sure that the Protoss player is very happy about that. So you see that killing that Evo chamber actually did a lot because it forced Aliiamer to build an army and also not get that Evo chamber up for upgrades. Big battle coming here. Immortals doing insanely well against these roaches. But the Banelings are coming. Big hits are gonna land. Oh, never mind. Well, all the sentries did die, and that means that these Immortals will definitely die. All of them. I think that that was worth it for the Zerg player. I think so. I'm pretty confident, yeah. Third base coming in here right now, which means that Aliiamer wants to go for his fourth, and he's in a very good position to do that. So I would recommend actually going for a little bit of an attack. Keep the Protoss player at home. Keep Super Mario at home for a while. I gotta get the names. And at the same time going for a 4th, which is exactly what I think he's going to do right now. Dun, 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 dun. +3 attack is just started. Just started for the Protoss player. And Disruptors, if he could get hits on these Hydras when they're clumped up, that would be huge. Yeah, that's all I want to say. That would be huge. Going for a bit of a Ling run by while attacking with his main army. These Lings are going to have a field day with these probes, but I'm going to watch the army because we know... I'm just going to let... 24, 25, 27, 28 workers down, 29, 30. While this battle is going on, Hydra's having a ball with these Zealots and Sentries. Now, if the Hydras don't keep moving, the Zealots will catch up to them and kill them. 40 workers have gone down. These Lings are still here causing trouble. Oh, and they pinned a Disruptor. They killed him. That's huge. This Natural has lost all of its probes. And at the same time... Nope. Aliiamer has not expanded. I would recommend expanding. Alright. So that was huge. That was incredible. So far, 40 workers have gone down. As opposed to 0. Super Mario has not been able to kill 1 worker this entire game. This puts Aliiamer in a great position to maybe tech up to... I want to say... What should he tech up to? Ultras? Ultras would be very good here. High Templar is just morphed in, so unless he turns those into Archons, they're not going to do a lot. And Disruptors are being morphed in too, which are not the best against Ultras. So I would recommend even going for an Ultralisk Cavern right now. He's getting his +1 missile attack. And look at this. Power of Zerg. Restocked his entire army. Lurkers are here. They're going to do great against kind of everything. Is there detection? Oh my god. Does a Protoss player he does not have detection, except for this cannon, but still, the cannon's not going to do a lot. Yeah, this is going to be great if he could... Oh, he's even just going to borrow these guys in the front lines. This is going to be huge. Come on, Disruptors, go into the battle. This Phoenix is not... It's going to see the army, but it's not detection. It's not hallucinated Phoenix, I should have mentioned that. Massive Zealot warping right now, and he's not making Observer, which is a problem. He needs to get an Observer. He is moving all of the probes away. You can see that he does not want to lose a lot of probes again. And now he just started his Observer. So it will be out, but the damage is done. I mean, the 3rd base is dead, and now Aliiamer is taking his... Aliiamer. I'm not saying that right. There's no way. Now he's taking his 4th base. So, though the Protoss player, though Super Mario, gotta get the names, though Super Mario definitely has an upgrade advantage, you could see that the power of Zerg to be able to... Oh, Observers here. Very good. That's gonna be it. Is it called Supernovas? I think it's called Supernovas. Two Supernovas were just fired on 1 Lurker. I think that was a bit of a waste. You could see that he's regretting that. He wants to use those again. If they could come up, he fires one of them. Boom. Hydras. Boom. Great hits. Zealots coming in here to deal with the Hydras. Another Supernova killing more of his stuff than their stuff, actually. Killing more of his stuff than Aliiamer's stuff. Gotta get the names. Gotta get those names. So he is taking a 3rd again over here because he does not want to take the 3rd because, you know, Hydras. Need I say more? I'll tell you that Protoss players do not like Hydras unless they have Splash. If they don't have Splash, they hate Hydras. Which makes sense. I mean, I guess you could say that about any race not liking Hydras unless they have Splash. Something I've noticed recently that I'm upset about is that when I play Zerg on the ladder for fun, well, not really for fun, I play Zerg like seriously, but Protoss is my main. I do play Zerg a little bit more seriously. Terran is what I play for fun. But I've noticed that Zerg, surprisingly, it doesn't have a lot of splash damage stuff. Ultras are really late. Like, you need to get a Hive. Speaking of which, he has a Hive. And then you need to get the Ultras. The only low-tier splash damage thing that it has is Banelings. And granted, they're very low-tier, but that's basically it until you get to Ultralisks. I guess Ling Floods are kind of like Marine Balls. There's just so much of them that it's kind of like splash damage. But still, I wish that Zerg had more just flat-out splash damage stuff. I guess that's why I love Protoss so much. So you can see that Aliiamer is just having complete awesome control over these Lings, sending them in all different directions across the map, doing insane stuff. But brilliant holds by Super Mario. High Templar are out. Again, I say he is getting a spot. Oh, never mind. Right now, right as I'm speaking, Ultralisk Cavern is morphing right now. And I would say getting a Greater Spy over here might not be so bad. Going for the Broodlords. He just got his 4th, and I'm pretty sure 4 bases is enough to start production on Broodlords. If he wants to try and go for his 5th, I don't think that the Protoss player is going to be able to attack very soon. And if he does attack, which he's doing right now, I don't think he's going to be able to do all that much. He's got 2 High Templar, which means 2 Storms. Yeah, I don't think that Super Mario is going to be able to do a lot. And the move command, he lost a few Zealots, which is huge. Taking out a lot of Lurkers with those Supernovas, that was worth it. As opposed to the other time where he wasted 2 on 1 Lurker. You never want to use splash damage stuff against one thing. Except for Storm. Storm could sometimes be used on one thing, because it's just really good. As long as that one thing is really good. Like, I've used Storm against... This is Primal Zerg skin, right? This is Primal. The Primal Zerg. I think so. I played the Heart of the Swarm campaign, and that was the only one that I really enjoyed. So I remember it a lot. Something about me is that I remember stuff that I like super well. It's weird. Really, really weird. As long as I like it, I remember it super well. So, I think I want to retract my statement, and a lot of Zealots did die right there, but he's going to be able to do a lot. I think even might be able to kill this base right here. But it's okay. Another base is morphing in right now. And finally gets to kill some workers. Granted, only 11 compared to the 69 that Aliiamer's killed, but Super Mario does get to kill this base. Feeling good that he's able to get some harassment. At the same time, Mutaflux is here. This is something that Protoss players hate to see, because I don't think Super Mario knew that there was a Spire, and now there are Mutas flying around, and a ton of them, which just sucks. And this might not turn into a base race. It probably would in my level of StarCraft, but not here. Not when people are good. Hydra's coming in here. They want to kill these High Templar, and they do. That is awesome. Running away from the Supernovas. Now these guys get to come in at, when I say guys, I mean Mutas, and Aliiamer gets to have a ball and kill all the stuff here. Now remember, he lost the base, but at the same time, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. The only mining base that Super Mario has is his... I guess it was his 4th base that he took, but it's really his 3rd now, which is just horrible. So I would recommend going for the Broodlords right now. You can see he's getting Corruptors. I can only assume that's for Broodlords, and he hasn't made anything out of the Ultra's Cavern yet. Has he made? No, he has not made the Ultra body armor thing yet. I forgot what it's called. Not Centrifugal hooks. That's for Banelings. Chitinous plating. He has not made chitinous plating. Boom. I'm so awesome. And you guys now see why I don't cast pro level games, because I'm not that good. I will start doing that once in a while, but not today. So you can see that this is like the highway for Aliiamer right now, this creep highway. I think that anybody has played Zerg has known that they start off trying to get creep everywhere, and then the Protoss player, or the other player, just destroys all your creep except for one line, which is horrible. But then it turns into your highway, so it's pretty cool. Recall coming in here. A Stalker gets a little bit of damage, but nothing too severe. There are shield batteries here. He does not want this base to fall into anything. Now you see he has started mining on all of his bases. Again, he is only on 3 base compared to the 4 base, and for a while 5 base of Aliiamer. And he's going for another attack. I respect this man. At this point I'd be cowering in my corner. But I respect him. He knows that he has to get something done. And this is the thing. He doesn't know how big the Zerg army is, which is the same thing as me. So that's why I would be cowering in the corner. But come on, man. 2 storms on this army would demolish it. Ooh, that was cool music. What's going on? Nothing here. And a huge Zealot warping right here. But yes, Broodlords are going to be here to clean this up. The base falls. That is pretty good for Super Mario. I'm sure he's very, very happy about that. And now that he knows that the Broodlords are there, and he knows that they're Broodlords, that means that they're going to come here. So he knows that he wants to get something done now. While the Banelings are morphing and the Broodlords are here, once they get here, this entire attack is going to be shut down instantaneously. They are almost here. If they could just get to here, and they are about to, Archon's morphing in, Broodlords are here, and that's the end of that attack. Because nothing here can deal with Broodlords, 4 Broodlords, that is. 1 Broodlord goes down. Never mind, a lot of Broodlords are going down, and not a lot of Stalkers are going down. This is not what I expected. 2 Broodlords versus this amount of Stalkers plus Link support. I think that the Broodlords win this fight. But barely. No, I'm kidding. Yes, the Broodlords crushed that. A lot of Archons went down, but remember, a lot of Broodlords went down too. I think that the Zerg player ended up ahead, though. This is an insane game. I respect this Protoss player. I would not be this brave. He is just powering on, keeping it going. He should power this. He's got 1 gateway just sitting there unpowered. War Prism coming in here. If you could just set it up here. Set it up here. Set it up here. Kill the base. Very good. Zerglings, come on. This is your cue. And, alright. That base is going to be cancelled at the very least. Yeah, cancelled. And still coming. The Lings are here, ready to intercept this War Prism, which I have named Sparky for reasons unknown. So anyway, Sparky saving some Stalkers, putting them back down to deal with Broodlords, and get as much stuff as you can, Sparky, and leave. He left some Zealots to die. Sparky was being mean. I don't know why, I like this name. It's like you have a dog. Like, for the Protoss players, you know, the War Prism is basically your pet. It's your pet, it's awesome, you love it, it does a lot of good stuff, it plays fetch for your units. So yeah, Sparky, I like that name. From now on, whenever I make a War Prism, it's going to be named Sparky. From now on, whenever I see a War Prism, it's going to be named Sparky. Overseer coming in here, scouting around. Yep, no base. And Lings running around. This is an insane game. Where are the Ultralisks? I feel like they could do awesome stuff. I guess he is spending a lot of money as Broodlords. These Lings are going the completely wrong direction. Why are you guys here? The army is over here. Come on. Get your act together. There's not even a creep highway for them to run back. Single Broodlord going to be taken down instantaneously. Unsupported Broodlords, pretty bad. Lots of drones going to go down right now. It's been 20 drones overall have gone down to a mere 69. That was sarcasm. And he does take down this base. So finally the Protoss player is getting a little bit of headway in here. And Protoss player SUPERMARIO is getting a little bit of headway. And Aliiamer is slacking just the teeniest of bits. I feel like Ultralisk could save him right now. What's his income like? Horrible, to say the least. Yeah, he does not have very good income. Definitely not compared to SUPERMARIO. The little Zealot Warping over here. The drones are evacuating. Sneaky ninja expansion here because he feels like that's the only thing he can do. And SUPERMARIO is cleaning up this creep highway that I spoke about earlier, which I guarantee you Aliiamer is not happy about. You know what's interesting that I found out today, guys? I was playing a little bit of Zerg on the ladder, and when I won the game, I decided, you know what, I want to try an experiment. I had roaches and hydralisks, and I made one roach attack one hydralisk, and guess what? They both died. And Blizzard does this thing intentionally, which means that if you have 5 roaches and 5 hydralisks, and one is attacking another one, they're all gonna die. That's super cool, right? Because like hydralisks cost so much more than roaches. That's really interesting, right? I think it's interesting. Wow. What died here? I think a Greater Spire. Wait. That's alright. I think the Greater Spire died here, and the Roachworn, I want to say, yeah, the Roachworn. Which means no more Ultralists, no more Broodlords for him. He's gonna have to go for Ultralists like I've been wanting him to do for a long time, because I feel like they could be super good. Look at how those storms ate up those Hydralisks. Does this High Templar have a full canister of energy? He has a full canister of energy. That's like 2 storms. That's awesome. I wish my High Templar would have full canisters of energy. Then again, I don't, because that means that they were sitting around doing nothing. If he could get storms in this mineral line, that would be so good. Oh my god. Oh, I so badly want to see him do that. I love storms on workers. They all die. It's so awesome. I love it. I love it. Come on, SUPERMARIO. Go kill this base. Look at this. He's making a bit of a creep highway so that if that base ever comes into attack, he could go defend. If you get one Overlord here, he could extend this creep a little bit. I want to see him do that. Single lurker walking across the thing. He wants to do a little bit of something. He wants to do a little bit of work, which is good because the army is a little bit out of position. Look at those High Templar. Woo. Yeah, he needs ultras. 2 ultras are coming here with kindness plating. What are his upgrades for melee attacking units? Non-existent. So those ultras are going to be hitting like a wet noodle. Meanwhile, this guy's here eating away the energy on these shield batteries because, well, they're healing the probes. And he has a few worker kills, not a ton. I love how the Zerg player was I love how Aliiamer was in such a good... Oh, this base has been discovered. I love how he was in such a good place in terms of harassment early on in the game, and now he's like really bad in terms of income. And this base is going to die. These workers are trying to get out of here. Something else that's pretty cool, and it makes a lot of sense, is that workers don't get bonus on creep. Because if they did, that means that they would harvest more. And if they did, but that means that they harvest equally, that means that off creep they move slower than other workers, which means that if they were retreating from, saying, worker scouting, the other worker would be able to catch up to them and kill them, which is interesting. Big Zealot Warpin over here, taking out. Poor Aliiamer, his income must be horrendous right now. I want to check it out. 500 minerals and 200 gas compared to 600 minerals and 400. So before it was a little bit more uneven. Super Mario was having a ton of income, like 1,000 minerals a minute, or I don't know what that is. Just 1,000 minerals. That's all it said. I don't know what it is. Mass recall. I feel like nah. +3/+3 stalkers would be enough to do with these ultralisks with the storms backing them up. I feel like you should just throw these storms away, like not plan them super well, and when they're out of energy, turn them into Archons. Use the storms, don't just waste them, but you don't be so careful with them, and then turn them into Archons. These ultras are going to die very quickly, like I said, hitting like a wet noodle. You know what else I found out that's interesting? Oh, and that's the end of the game, which makes complete sense. So, I was in the middle of saying something. So, I guess what I found that's interesting is that if you have a maxed out army of workers versus one ultralisk, and that means +3/+3 for both things. So like the workers have a +3 armor, and the ultralisk has kindness plating and such. And they have all the upgrades, and you have a maxed out army of workers. The ultralisk wins with like 10 hit points left, and it's incredible how Blizzard plans these things out. Another thing that I found out that I've been thinking about: if an ultralisk has kindness plating and +3 armor, which means that he has 5 armor total. And workers, they attack with 5 damage. Can a worker do damage to a single ultralisk? That's interesting. Which means... That's interesting, right? Does anybody else find that interesting? Okay, well, anyway. Where it went wrong for Aliiamer was his income. It was horrendous. The Protoss player kept the aggression up, which was incredible. I would not have been able to win this game. Remember, in the beginning... Aliiamer had killed 77 workers altogether, and Super Mario had killed 36, and still his income was better, which is weird because normally the Protoss player would have to kill more workers than he loses in order for his income to be better, but he was just able to attack and macro at the same time, which is the sign of a great StarCraft 2 player, much better than I am. And I think that we all learned a lesson from that. You have to be able to attack and macro at the same time, and that way you'll win games. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.